In today's video, we're going to be doing a review on a product sent to me by Moki Workshop. Before we get started, I just want to say I'm not sponsored by Moki or anybody else for that matter. I like doing product reviews. I like doing honest product reviews, and I guess because of that, some companies do send me products to feature. And really, by watching this video, hopefully you can decide if products like this or any others that I review are for you. Anyway, let's get into it. On the outside, we've got this toxic green 3D printed box. Really is quite secure, quite substantial. And then we've got a slide-in lid to give you access to the jackknife. On the subject of this lid, on the back of it, we have got these grooves here, which I assumed were sort of for strength or something. But it's actually a pinning tray. So as you can see there, you can store your key pins, driver pins, springs if you're gutting locks. I think it's a really nice touch, just using up what would otherwise be wasted space. So inside the box, we've got this jackknife. Now, this jackknife is made by Went. It's the Lockmaster Jackknife, made by Went, but this is the Moki edition. So all the profiles inside are made and designed by Moki. Let's have a quick look at what you get. You get this foam insert in here. We've got this screw cable, and that can be put through this hole. If you wanted to, I don't know, store it on a belt loop, or I don't know, dangle it from your ear piercing or something like that. We've also got an Allen key in there, which can give you access to the innards of the jackknife itself. So the jackknife comes with two tensioners, which slide out just like that. They're sort of under tension, so they can't fall out at all. But if you just push down on this little cutout here, slide them forward, they come out. That gives you access to the picks. So the tensioners that come with this, there are two, which I do really like. I think jackknives, by their very nature, are pared down lockpick sets. And some of them only come with one tensioner, and the ones that I've seen generally it's a bottom of the keyway, but this one comes with a bottom of the keyway and top of the keyway, which gives you a little bit more flexibility when picking locks. I've got this Yow padlock here. I'll just show you how they fit. So if you use a bottom of the keyway, it can use up a lot of room that you could otherwise reach in with a hook to get up to those pins. But it's kind of a sort of standard tensioner, if you like. But we've got this version here, which has got a shorter return, and you can use that in some locks. I could use it in that one actually as a bottom of the keyway, but it's more intended as a top of the keyway like that, which gives you access to the bottom of the keyway for deeper picks. So let's have a look at the pick profiles that come in here. So you just reach into that cutout with your thumbnail. I cut my thumbnails the other day. I've not got much nails. And inside we have got how many profiles? We've got 6. So we've got 8 different profiles. Now these profiles are 301 high yield stainless steel. They are 0.5 millimeters, which is 19 thousandths of an inch. And as I say, it's all high yield steel. Moki is renowned for making some really good quality picks. I think the profiles, this is one of Moki's full-size picks. I think the profiles themselves, I'll just isolate one of these. Yeah, the shape is exactly the same as all Moki's other picks. So you've got this taper here towards the tip, but not the tip, the end of the pick shaft, which gives it a little bit more strength. And as with Moki's picks, these have all been tumbled, which means that you've got no sharp edges on them, and they are polished up really, really well. I find that Moki's picks do glide in and out of the keyways quite well because of that. You haven't got any sharp edges on there. So what profiles do we get in this? Let's just arrange these a little bit better. So we've got a set of 3 rounded hooks there. So we've got a deep, a medium, and a shallow hook. Gives you nice versatility. And then we've got a half diamond there, which can be used for picking or zipping. We've then got a flat hook there, which is a little bit more sturdy. I mean, you can kind of lever a little bit more with that pick. And then we have got this really quite thin pointed tip. There's a medium to deep hook, but that can allow you to get, real up to those sort of high lift pins. And then we've got a couple of wave rakes. I think they're the Christina Palmer style rakes. So we've got a 4-peak rake and a 3-peak rake. I don't know if that's a wave rake or is that actually a Bogota. I'm not too sure. Not really up on my rakes, but either way, you've got a couple of rakes, but mainly this is going to be used for single pin picking. So with jackknives, let's just grab one of these picks out. As you put it into this position, it just locks into place. You've got a spring just there, and if you just watch that top bit as I put the pick up, that comes down and it locks into place. So that means that the pick is locked into place. Some jackknives have thumb screws that you sort of tighten them up. Other jackknives, the pick tip can just sort of flap around and you've got to deal with it. But out of all the jackknives I've tried, this one is the most sturdy. There is a little bit of movement. I think by the very nature of jackknives, you're always going to have a little bit of movement. But these aren't really designed for picking high security locks all day long. It's more something you'll have in your pocket and use as you'll need it. So I think what we'll do now, I was just going to say, to release that, you just press this button here. You can see that's a spring button. That lifts this piece up here because it pivots on this point here, and then you're free to put your pick away. So I think what we do is we will pick some locks with this and see how we get on. I've grabbed a few locks from my collection, so let's see if we can get these open. First up, I've got this quick set. I think it's a 5-pin. I don't think these have got security pins in them, so let's try with a 3-peak Bogota rake. We'll go bottom of the keyway and see if we can get this one open. Stick him in, give him a wiggle. There we go, and we got him open straight away. That was a little bit too fast. Blink and you'll miss it. Let's see if we can duplicate that. There we go, got him open. As I say, not got security pins in it, but it's a great candidate for raking. Next up, we'll tackle this master lock number 5. And I think we'll use one of the hooks for this. Let's sort out... I've noticed with this knife actually, if you put all of the profiles up, they all lock in. I don't know if you could actually try and pick something with a wide enough keyway with all the profiles, but that might make a good short video one day. So let's get one of these shorter hooks, that flat one, that should do us. I'll use top of the keyway for this one and see if we can't get him picked. So these master lock number 5s can be great beginner locks because they've only got 4 pins in them. They don't have any security pins. There we go. I think we got that one picked. Yeah, he's open. Last up, we'll try and deal with this Isao 5-pin. Now, I've picked this lock previously in a short video and I was able to zip it. So let's see if we can't do that again. Grab the half diamond, great for zipping. And if not, we'll just single pin pick it. So we'll put bottom of the keyway tensioner in and we'll give it a go. There we go, we got that one open straight away. Nice and quick. When I opened the box on this jackknife, I noticed something rattling around inside, and it was this little bit of black plastic. And I didn't know what it was. I thought something had just fallen in there accidentally. But that's because I didn't go on the website and read the instructions. Because I'm not much of an instructions reader, I tend to just figure stuff out myself. So what this little bit of black plastic is actually a little blanking plate. So you've got this belt clip that's fixed on by this screw just here. If you take that out, you can remove that belt clip because you might not want to clip it on your belt and you might want something a little bit more streamlined. When you do that, you'll be left with a little hole in the end of the jackknife, which doesn't really matter at all, but they have thought of this and they've provided this little bit of plastic to fill that hole. So let me show you how that works. It's a little bit of a fiddly job to take that out, but as you can see, there you go. I've put that little bit of plastic in, it's held in place with those screws just there, and it means you don't have a hole at the end. I personally prefer this streamlined look. I'm not going to be clipping it on my belt, but I guess it's nice to have the option. Let's have a look at some prices and then we can wrap up this review. So at the time of recording this video, you can buy the Moki edition jackknife on his website, and I'm going to leave a link to that below, by the way, for €39 plus shipping, 39.90 I think it is plus shipping. And that is $45 US. Currently, it's not available to buy in the UK, and I did ask Moki about this. And he said it's basically because the UK government make it very difficult for overseas sellers to sell in our country. He's looking at ways to remedy that, so hopefully soon this will be available for the UK guys. Now, what do I think of this jackknife? It comes in a really nice case. We've got the pinning tray there. You've got the extras in here. You've got the sort of belt clip. You've got the keyring hook. You've got an Allen key to take it all apart. We've got 2 tensioners in it, which I think is a really nice touch. Some jackknives only come with a 1 tensioner, so as many options as you can have in this compact small space works out really well. The body itself is ABS plastic, so it's very sturdy and very light at 120 grams. The choice of hooks, I really like the choice of hooks. As I said, it's kind of geared towards single pin picking. I'm not much of a raker, but I think the idea of a jackknife is you just slip it into your pocket and it's there to help you get opens as and when you need them. So it's nice to see a couple of rakes in there, but you've got mostly hooks there to show off your picking skills. I've looked at quite a few jackknives over the years, and I think this has got to be my favourite. Reason for that is I do like the selection of profiles that come in it. I like the feel of this when you're using it, and I especially like the locking system. I think one of my complaints with other jackknives that I've looked at is they use a thumb screw, which, as you're using it, as you're sort of, wiggling your rake in and out of the keyway, your fingers move over the body, over the handle of the jackknife, and that thumb screw can become loose and the tips start wobbling about. So although this one does have a little bit of wobble, as I mentioned earlier, it's minimal. It doesn't get worse over use because it's locked in with that little spring just there. So yeah, certainly a product that I would recommend. Can I think of any negatives with it? I memean, not really. I think if I had to be picky, I'd say that, as you saw when I removed that belt clip, you do need a second 2mm Allen key, but it's a common tool. So yeah, not exactly a negative. I'd really like to give a balanced review to give positives and negatives, but I find it very difficult to give any negatives on this jackknife. I really like it. It's comfortable to use. Anyway, that's my review for today. What do you think of the Moki jackknife? Do you have one in your collection? Is it in your wish list or shopping basket? I'd be interested to read your comments down below. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you on the next one.